Hi, my name is Martin, and in this video, I would like to show you a use case of our Location Toolkit, and more specifically, the heat map and Location Columnizer features. So in this use case, we'll have a look at a board containing all of our field technicians and their certifications. All our field technicians are either also assigned to a specific address, which can locate one of our offices, as well as their home address, depending on the use case. So we'll look at different ways on how we can visualize the data and leverage the features of Location Toolkit to achieve the best results and get a bit more insights in where our certified technicians are located. First of all, we'll start by exploring the board. So first column contains the name of our employee. We have a button column, which we'll use for an action later. Every employee is assigned an address, which could be an office or their home address, depending on the needs of your specific company. We will also include which certificates a certain employee has. It could be one, it could be multiple, and so on. And then we have an empty column called region. And this column is going to be used in some of the dashboards that I've already prepared, so we can leverage that information to slice our data into different separate segments. You'll notice that we have the first 20 records, which I'll use to fill in, but we also have a lot more data which is already being filled by our automations and our features in the past. Just for demo purposes, I've already prepared that data. All right, before we look at the heat map, I want to show you one extra column that we've hidden here in the back. This is a simple numbers column, and it contains one for each item. This is simply because our heat map requires a number to use as a weight to display the information. So as in this case, every item would have the same weight. We just simply added one to each of the items. And we will also add this as a default value so that every extra and new employee that will be added also has this number filled in and will count towards the heat map. So next, we'll go to the dashboard, and then you will see that I already have 4 heat maps prepared, although one of them isn't configured correctly yet. So we'll go to the settings of this one. We'll open up the more settings, and then you'll see that there are 3 things that we can and should configure. First of all, we have the heat map value column. This is the numbers column, so it's the weight or the value that this specific item counts for when displayed on a heat map. And then second of all, we obviously need to set our location. So this is going to be address. And I will start to load all of the information and display it on a map, as you can see here. So this gives you an overview of where all of the items and certifications are located. These are just all of the certifications. So that means that every employee counts as one. And you can see that we have an empty zone in the middle of the states, while New York and Chicago, as well as San Francisco, are very well covered by our technicians. But in the rest of the dashboard, I've created a heat map for each of the certifications. So as you can see, certification A is also spread in a similar way, while certification B is a little less available within the west side of the country, and certification C is well spread across both the east and west side. So this would give us the insights to invest a little more on certification B on the west side, as well as on certifications in general in the middle of the states. So the heat map allows you to give some visual insights on where specific things or items are located, as well as link a weight to it. So if you replace the numbers column with, for example, the sales revenue linked to each of these employees or the number of jobs they've been covering, that will give a totally different result, but it will also give you some insights in where most of the jobs are located based on the technician's home or office address. So hopefully this gives you some insights and a visualization that will help you make the right decisions to move forward. All right, apart from the heat map, we can also have the need to be able to filter or to create statistics and dashboards on specific regions, cities, and so on and so on. So for this, we have built a feature called the Location Columnizer. It's an integration that you can trigger based on a column change as well as trigger from a button click. So in this case, I will first start by explaining what I want to achieve. Then I will show you how I will achieve it using an automation, and I will show you what you can afterwards do with it. So first of all, what I want to do is I want to be able to get the state or region from all of these addresses and put it into the region column so I can use it to filter. So to be able to do so, I've set up an automation here using a location columnizer that says whenever the columnize button is clicked, I want to retrieve the state, but I also have the option to get any of the other values available here from the address, which is the location column, and transfer it into the region column, which is a text column. So once I've set this up, I will be able to use the button to extract the region from this specific addresses. So if I now click one of those buttons, after a few seconds, you'll see that the region from this address, which is state Arkansas, will be transferred to the region column. So I can also do this in bulk, select all of the items and click the columnize button. And this will transfer all of that information into the region column. You could also use another trigger like change the address or change the name of the item, which will result in the same action. So now that we've transferred all of those regions into that separate column, which we've already done for all of the 500 other ones below in the board, we can have a look at our certifications dashboard. So with this information, we can have a look at how many technicians we have for each of the certifications. So you can see that for certification A, we have 252 technicians, while for certification B, we only have 112. So, depending on the needs and the jobs that we get in, we might need to certify extra people on certificate B. But obviously, for certain regions, we might have enough. Or for other regions, we might have none or a very low amount or certifications. So, by splitting up the location data into separate columns, such as the region, we can also filter or create dashboards based on that information. So, what you can see here is that we have a pie chart which will show us the amount of certified A people for each region. So you can see that in Texas and California, we have quite a lot of people or technicians who are using certification A, while for certification B, most of them are located in New York. So if most of our work comes in California and or Texas, we might need to invest in getting people certified to B based on this pie chart and the information. You can imagine that there are a couple of other possibilities here to show it in graphs and charts. But I think the main purpose of being able to put the region information in a separate column is that you could filter on top of this. So if we go to the advanced filters, we can filter on region and say, show me everything with Texas as a region. So we can see, okay, in Texas, we have these two, as well as these 49 people who are certified. If I throw in a certification as well, we can see who is certified in the region of Texas with a certificate B, as well as who is certified in Texas, for example, but does not have certificate B, because those are the people that we can ask and motivate to certify themselves for certificate B, so they will be able to pick up those jobs as well. So hopefully you'll see the use of both the location columnizer as well as the heat map in how it can help you get insights in your location data within monday.com. But don't forget, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out through our website or with the comments below.